alone, and now what? AarayA, the Sirian messenger. Beloved souls, greetings. For a generous portion of the human race, the period set by governments to live in quarantine has been a greater challenge than they might initially have assumed. Suddenly, living with oneself has proved to be more complex than expected, full of psychological tests and emotional traps. And now, how to administer it? The anxiety is the result of this inner disconnection between your best version, your sacred self, and the present moment. It will be an especially long and painful crossing for the one who still feeds, in himself, elements of resistance to what cannot be controlled, but that can be very stressful. Do not blame yourself for any of it. The delicacy of the phase also reveals to you your present position of earthly reading of the consciential awakening at that time of the planetary transition. Whether such an experience is good or bad, will all depend essentially on how you manage the picture, whether with lightness or density. Nothing can escape this formula, dear seekers, because it is the determining factor of everything else that is intimately related to the cosmic call and the sparks that are. It is worth individual reflection, however. Am I legitimately connected with my best version on this one now? Do I live this intimate connection with myself in a full way? What can I do to establish this holistic intimacy with my I am, in harmony? Am I really focused on getting the best out of each experience to which I expose myself? Do I occupy my free time with expanded quality, creativity and good humor? The truth of which many invigilating Terrans are immersed is that those who follow the paths of fluidity, of lightness before the occurrences of life, only remain in the shadows that are imposed and for the time that is determined. There are alternatives. There have always been alternatives. If they do not identify them around them, in the attitude of those around them, perhaps they should increase the focus on this search or lovingly reevaluate the quality of those who accompany them, because the good example, the positive engagement is the orientation of the ascended ones to all their assistants, because this stimulates them to each other, contributing to the collective elevation. Smile. Dear ones, no coordination comes from your mentors, guides and families of original cosmic lineages without a firm and objective purpose. Human neglect of your self-deprivative process is one of those realities whose addicted paradigms are being resigned and later replaced by better energy. And so much of what they access of sublime is still discarded by their vices and vanities. Yet their spiritual, magnetic support remains present, telling them that no one is as lonely as they think or feel they are. We are at your side. We are for you always. Open your spiritual eyes, children, for we practically sleep with shells, stroking your hair. Laughter, we are like that, full of love for everything you have lived and will experience one day. In spite of everything, you remain the girl of Gaia's eyes, in which configuration of understanding. Smile. Salamat Mata. Peace be upon you. Lovingly. AarayA from Sirius, Family AarayA. Dinobedi Zupo, April 06th 2020.